Karen's fury boiled over. "This is all his fault," she screamed, pointing at me. "James set this up. He bribed them, I know it." I raised my hands slowly. "Karen, I didn't bribe anyone. You called them here. You started this." The inspector backed me up immediately. "Ma'am, the city operates independently. Accusing us of bribery won't erase the violations." Her jaw trembled, but she had no answer. Meanwhile, the inspectors kept working, moving methodically. One of them tested the porch steps. The second board collapsed under his weight, snapping with a loud crack that echoed across the street. The crowd gasped again, followed by a low whistle from Tom. "Yikes. That's one lawsuit waiting to happen." Karen clutched her clipboard tighter, as if she could hold her world together through sheer force of will. That only broke because you stomped on it? It's fine." But the inspector shook his head, holding up the broken board like evidence in a trial. "This wood's been rotten for years. A child could have broken through it." The murmurs in the crowd grew louder, angrier even. Neighbors who had been fined or harassed by Karen for minor infractions were now watching her house fall apart piece by piece. Mrs. Diaz finally spoke up, her voice steady and sharp. "Karen, you fined me $50 last year for leaving a recycling bin visible. And look at this, your whole porch is a hazard. You should have fixed your own house before judging anyone else's." Others chimed in. "She fined me for a garden hose on my lawn. She wrote me up for Christmas lights in February. She reported my car for being in the street one night." Each complaint was like another nail in her coffin. Karen's composure cracked with every word. She shrank visibly but still tried to bark back. "I was protecting the community. That's what presidents do." The inspector turned to the neighbors. "Protecting the community starts with making sure your own property isn't a danger. This porch, this siding, this roof, they all fail basic safety standards." Then he looked straight at Karen. "Ma'am, at this point, your house has more violations than any I've seen in months. If this continues, it could be condemned." The words hung heavy in the air. Condemned. The crowd erupted in gasps and whispers. Some people actually clapped. Others shook their heads in disbelief. Karen's legs wobbled. She clung to her clipboard like it was a life raft, her eyes wide with panic. "Condemned? You can't say that. This is my home. My perfect home. Everyone admires my house." But no one admired it now. Not with the inspectors circling like hawks, not with the siding crumbling in their hands and the porch collapsing under their boots. Alan, the treasurer, lowered his phone just long enough to mutter, "Karen, the board's going to have a field day with this." Karen spun on him, face red, voice shrill. "You traitor. You think you can take my position? Over my dead body." But before she could say more, one of the inspectors snapped a series of photos and handed her a yellow slip of paper. "This is your citation notice," he said calmly. 30 days to address immediate safety hazards. Failure to comply will escalate to further enforcement." Karen stared at the paper as though it were poison.